Hi. So we're going to be doing a live tonight. I'm just waiting for Jamie. I think there might be a little bit of technical difficulty. Just going to ask what happened. He was on a second ago and now he's not. So I'm going to be asking questions tonight. Tiffany is the first person that prepaid, so I'll be addressing Tiffany first. But it would be nice. Oh, there's Jamie. Add to stream.
It's
You're
nice.
back. So we're live already.
I don't know
Now,
what happened there. I got in a muddle.
okay. So correct me if I'm wrong. Is this for a 5 minute reading? Is hi Tiffany? Is that what I'm doing, James?
Oh yes, that's right. It's basically ask a question and then you'll answer the question. It's generally 5 minutes, isn't it?
I believe
And then
so.
if people want to book you for like something more private and more lengthy, then obviously they can go to your website and book you.
That always helps. So Tiffany is the first person to sign up.
And that's
So
the website.
oh, thank you. I was just going to do that, so I really appreciate that. So we have 5 people on. So Tiffany, especially now since you're the first runner-up, if you could please. Oh, it's a mini reading. Okay, very cool. So Tiffany, if you could just send me your question. I really do want to do that room thing, though. We got to do that in the future, James. Maybe we should talk about that too.
Oh yeah. That membership area that we're creating.
Well, that's true.
That's
We are
what
talking about
oh
creating a membership area, but I
yeah.
meant we were also talking about, unless I'm wrong, about doing a live where I would be able to see a certain amount of people in the room, and instead of typing, I would be
Oh
able
yeah.
to see them. And one of the things that I looked at was saying that a couple of people could leave the room and then you could add more people in, like up to two.
Hmm.
There were two in a waiting room. So if you
Yeah.
have a
Sure.
question, go to my PayPal link and
Hmm.
I'll be addressing you. So I'm just waiting for Tiffany's question, unless I don't think she sent it another way, but I thought it might be a good idea today because 2 weeks ago when we did the live, what happened was sometimes I didn't realize people had purchased it, so I'm going to keep my phone on. Well,
Hmm.
let's see.
Sure. Yeah, I just realized I've got a Christmas mug.
Oh, I love that though.
My
That's my
coffee. Yeah,
favorite.
I know.
That's
Mm,
actually a cool thing. I
yeah,
still that's one of my favorite mugs to use. So
is it?
Tiffany, let me see if I have to. I'll just type to her. What is your question?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Oh, here we go. Hang on, I'll just bring
okay.
that up here.
Watching over me mainly. Okay. All right. Let me just get in the zone and we'll take care of Tiff. Let me jump out. Just move my phone over a little bit.
Hmm.
Okay, cool. All right. In God's white light, the highest and greatest good of all, will you walk with me and tell me the truth? I'm also looking for my selenite. At least I like to put selenite under my feet when I'm working. But one, I guess, is better than nothing, huh? All right. This just helps move the energy so I don't hold on to it and don't get sick. Okay. In God's white light, the highest and greatest good of all, is there anybody there? I'm getting a yes that there's people there. Okay, Tiffany, interesting because you and I have worked together before. The first thing that I'm getting, to me, feels like sorry about that. It's a grandfather energy coming through, Tiffany. Um, God's white light, the highest and greatest good of all. Are you a grandfather? Okay. So if you can respond, I know there was a little lag time last time. So Tiffany, if you could just respond. So what I'm picking up, the very first energy is a grandfather energy, and he really wants to reach out to you. Also, the other thing is, he's hi, Maura. I'm glad that you're here too, love. It seems that he's very outspoken because I asked, "Are you her grandfather?" And I heard, "Damn right I am." That's the first thing that I'm hearing. And this person feels very close to you. I'm hearing I've been watching over her, saying, "Yes, we talked about it." Oh, we talked about your grandfather? I guess that must have been a long time ago, Tiffany, because I haven't done a live in about 2 years. So, so he's very close. Okay. So yeah, he's the one. He's got a very I would say a dominant energy. Sorry. He's kind of funny too. And he's telling me like he doesn't take any nonsense. Oh yes, a long time ago. Yeah, because I don't hold on to things. So he's saying I don't take any nonsense. Almost feels like when he, I would say younger age, like a little bit rugged because he's a tough guy. And he's like, I take the bull by the horns. Like I wouldn't really want to piss this guy off. He seems like he'd put you in your place pretty fast. But he's saying oh, Allison said happy
Thanks.
birthday, Jamie. Thank you for
Thank
saying
you.
that, Allison. And I'm sorry that we ended too early 2 weeks ago, Allison. I told you that I was going to read for you, but you were gone by then. So Tiff, Tiffany, is there anything that you want to ask him? And thank you for being on, Elizabeth. Is there anything that you want to ask your grandfather before we move over to your son's father? So let me just see. And I'm going to ask grandfather the same question. Okay. He wants me to tell you that he's been watching over you. And I'm seeing like a little round candy. I don't know if that's his thing. Um, okay. So Allison's up, I guess, next. You're just glad. I'm trying to figure out what Tiffany. No, I'm just glad he is. Maybe she meant here. Here. Okay. Yes. Okay. But Tiffany, did he have a thing where he was giving you like almost like a peppermint, or it looks like a hard candy to me. Was that his thing? Okay, here, yes. Okay. So let me just quick go over. And God's white light and the highest and greatest of all is the Father Tiffany's child here. Okay. I'm hearing oh, Tiffany wrote yes, I guess about the candy. That's kind of cool. I just love whatever they share with me. All right. So switched and thank you, Grandpa, for coming through. I appreciate you. So I'm hearing that the father of your child is here, completely different energy. Your grandfather had a high energy, very vibrant. The father of your child, it just dropped. The energy dropped. Um, and I know he's been gone for a bit, but it's almost like he's coming through and showing me more of the effects of maybe an illness or something. He just doesn't feel vibrant. It's just very like, I don't know, 7 years. I don't know why he's coming through this way. And God's white light and the highest and greatest good of all. Is this how you still feel? Okay, so he's for whatever reason he's saying no, this isn't how he feels. But sometimes he's coming through like really flat. What is his deal? White light, the highest and greatest good of all. Are you a hyper person? Okay. Was he just not like I'm pretty hyper and he's like the opposite of me. I'm just feeling like this person, I'm trying to find the right word. Just like kind of low key, um more on the quiet side, not the life of the party, not an extrovert, not needing everybody's eyes on him or the attention in the room. That mellow, thank you more. That yeah, that would be the word I'm kind of looking for. So okay. His message to you. Oh, Tiffany said exactly. Thank you, Tiffany. All right. That was just a baseline. I want to still go. So this is just to keep me a little more disciplined, Jamie. So I might be annoying. All right.
Mhm.
Just you might hear that just to keep me on track. So that thank you, Tiffany. That's exactly what I'm picking up. But I don't know why he's showing me like he tipped his hat to you. He's saying you're doing a good job with the boy, but it's like respect. She's doing it all alone. She's a strong woman. I respect her. I value her. Tiffany, were you guys together from he's saying more too. Because you always say my child's father, but were you guys still together? Because to me, I don't remember him ever opening his heart on this level when he's talking, but he's telling me he's talking about you. It's about you and how much he loves you. So I'm not really sure if you guys was 5 years he left. Oh wow. Okay, then you need to listen up. So these are things that I feel like the confessions from. Please excuse me, but confessions from a dead man. Okay, so this is what he's saying. Okay, this is what he's saying. He's apologizing to you. And here, this is why I asked, were you guys still together? Because his energy shifted where I felt like you weren't. And and I thought you might not believe what he's gonna say next. That's why I had to ask. But he said, believe it or not, she was my everything. Like my heart is open to her. And he's taking the blame, saying like he was an a-hole. He made the mistake. And he's saying, I'm taking the blame. I shouldn't have done that to her. She didn't deserve that. She's a good woman. I it's so weird for somebody to take that action and then to say you were his everything. Not really sure what's going on there. So do you have any questions for him, Tiffany? Because this time it's about you and not your child. He did say you're doing a great job with the child, but that's he wants to make it's like he wants to make amends with you. And hello, Pipsa. He's saying I'm sorry for what I've done to her. Okay. To me it looks kind of like a life review because I don't think it's possible. I don't know how this works. Can people have regrets after they leave the earth? Damn straight they can. As a matter of that's what a life review is. And it doesn't have to be as big as this, but yes, a lot of people have regrets and they because they feel how they made you feel. It's not just like looking at it like a movie and thinking that was wrong with me. They feel your pain. She wrote, I know what he means. My regret was I didn't answer the phone the one time he did call. If I did, things may be different. Perhaps, but I don't think the departure would have been different, Tiffany. So it just may have been different while he was here. But wow, okay. Tiffany, I don't think I'm wrong about this. I don't remember him saying all this stuff to you, even though I don't hold on to a reading. This seems very virgin to me, but he's saying that like I love you. So we stopped talking a year before he died. We started talking a month. Wow. Okay, you see what I'm talking. It's like this man. It's not like he didn't care for you. It's he messed up. He messed up. He's saying like temper. Like it seems like I don't know why. I feel like he took something like his nose got out of joint. He took something the wrong way. Like something came between you guys, or something entered the picture where his head got turned, but he fucked up and he knows it and he's saying, I'm sorry. I did you wrong and I will always love you. Oh, I'm sorry. He's wanting me to go backwards. She wrote, oh, I know he did. And I know that things can't change. It was his daughter and drugs. Okay. Yeah, because I felt like something turned his head. All right. But there's something he wanted me to tell you. This is like third time he's reminding me. I don't know how this works. I'm just going to deliver his message. When you were crying at night in bed, he saw that. Like, I don't know how. I don't know if it's like a review and he had to watch how he hurt you, but he's aware and he regrets it and he's sorry. So I hope that helps. I know you were looking probably more for your son, but he talked directly to you. So I hope that helps you. I know Allison said that she sent a payment. Let me just jump over to PayPal. Log in. Is this, you know what? This is just going to be so damn annoying, Jamie, because you're going to log me out every time.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah. None of this can be easy, huh? Okay, so let Daniela learn how to multitask, be more efficient. Okay, so I'm just going to look at my actions. Yep, Miss Allison is up next. We've got
Yeah.
Tiffany, we have Allison. I'm going to
Hmm.
jump back over and let's
Yeah.
see if Miss Allison.
If
Thank
there's
you so
anyone
much
else
for
who's
this.
paid,
Oh,
just
Tiffany,
let
I'm
me
so
know.
glad that it helped. Oh, I've
Mhm.
waited for this kind of answer. I'm really pleased that that helped you, Tiffany, because that was a really big deal. Wow, she wrote, I dream about him a lot. Like he is back and things are normal, but he is not back. No, but that's his way of connection. Oh, I got Jill saying this to you, Tiffany. He's connecting with you on that realm. When we dream and we are spending time with spirits, and it doesn't even have to be spirits, it could be somebody that's alive too, but in our dream state, we can meet up together, whether they're alive or not. So Miss Allison, oh, Maura's asking Allison if she, Maura's still managing from the sidelines.
Mm. Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, I am.
Okay.
Okay, Miss
Okay.
Allison.
Great. Can I just say, if anyone has paid, just put it in the comments, and I'm going to write it down, and then I'll be able to tell you. You know. So
Thank
yeah,
you.
go ahead and do Alison, but just comment if you've paid and you're waiting.
And I wonder if I bring up my email, if that might be a little helpful, that
It's
I
okay,
won't
Moira.
have to keep doing it.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yep, that would help. Okay, that works. Let me just refresh it. Boom. Get out of that. Boop. So let's see. Oh, Allison, see, I told you, Jamie, you're the one that's getting all the fuss. So yes,
That's all
he
right.
does have a
I don't know.
lovely accent. I agree with that. Yes. That's why I keep him
Oh.
around, just so he talks to me.
Thank you so much. I didn't
So
recognize I have an accent, but okay.
so it's his birthday. So people that are jumping on, please wish Jamie a happy birthday today. He's generous enough to spend time with us.
Oh yeah, it's a pleasure. I think this is great. I you know, it's really good.
See, Allison like was too busy listening to your accent to actually ask a question. So you might
Ah,
be becoming a distraction. I'm not really sure how this works.
oh yeah. Maybe I have that effect.
Hey, maybe you need to use that voiceover.
Hmm.
Remember that that new voiceover? What do you think?
Oh, what, like that robot voice?
Yeah. Do you think we
Oh
have to
yeah.
employ that? Well, hello
Ah.
there. Oh, my cousin Laura said happy birthday to you, Jamie.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I'm really grateful. Thank you.
Okay, so let's go with
And hello.
Allison.
Hmm.
Okay,
Okay. So yeah,
I
just
think
connect with
it
her
was.
dad.
Oh, Jamie's not Irish, but okay. Um,
Oh no, it's confusing for people because yes, I live here, but I'm from Bristol in England. So yeah.
okay. So, Allison, I would just like to connect with my dad. You got it, sweetie pie. Let's
Hmm.
see if he's with us. I would say that's a yes, Allison, because I'm hearing he came through right away as soon as I asked if he was here, and I'm hearing, "Hey, baby girl." Okay, he's talking. When I get quiet, I'm just listening to what he has to say to me. Okay, I know that you've been going through a lot lately, but know that I am here for you every step of the way. I will never leave you. I'm very proud of you. You're a strong woman. Okay, he's saying this too shall pass. Just hi, Joanne. Try to keep that in your mind, Allison, when you're going through things. Your dad is just saying the wind changes directions. Like if it's blowing really hard, like in your face, it will turn. And you know what I mean? Like just give it time and it will turn and it will be so okay. So, wow. All right. So instead of blowing in your face, because he's showing me the wind is so strong, the gale, that it will push you back. But he goes, it will change, give it enough time and it will change. And then it'll be pushing at your back and assisting you in moving through forward. So what you thought was like challenging will actually come to your aid. And he's saying it's how you look at things. Don't get stuck, Allison. Don't get stuck in thinking. This is the way things are supposed to be. Make the situation work for you, not against you. I don't know if that means anything to you, Allison. Let's see what she's saying. What? Oh my God! Did you see that, Jamie?
Yeah, but you weren't looking at the screen. That's
That's
when I
all
get
he ever
old.
said to me?
Yeah, yeah.
That's some crazy stuff. I was like, okay, this is a long one, but it sounds like,
Mhm.
and you know what? That kind of sounded Irish to me. Like
Yeah.
just that type of thing. Wow, that's really cool. I love that. So thank
Mm.
you, Allison, for that. Let me see.
Mhm.
He's saying, "You're my baby girl." He's saying, "You're so much like me." Um, Interesting. I'll describe what I'm seeing. He's using a visual. Oh, look at what you wrote. This too
Mhm.
shall pass, kiddo. Does he know anything about how I am feeling about a certain person emotionally? Yeah, Allison, that's what he's talking about, honey. Yes, that's what your dad's addressing because he doesn't want you to get too emotionally wrapped up in the way you believe that things are supposed to be. It's like he's saying, rest, like calm down. Everything will fall into place. Okay, he's saying some stuff here. You're probably going to punch me in my face, but he's saying, eventually, you will see the beauty of the situation. Eventually, give it time. Everything changes with time. What you think you know now will change. And it's like you're going to be looking at things from a different direction, from a different angle. You will have a different perspective. So, but he was saying something else. Okay, before when my eyes were closed, I'm watching him. You're younger, but he's saying you're a lot like him. And I'm just going to show it like what I'm saying. He's walking in the snow, and it's somewhat deep, like over his ankles, a little bit high, higher than that. And you're younger, and you're trying so hard to go in his exact footsteps. He's, well, I don't know who's talking now, but I'm hearing you admire him so much, you honor him. It's like you put him a little bit on a pedestal. And okay, wow. He's saying, I am not perfect. I made mistakes, but I tried my best. And I want the best for you. Don't hold on to that which does not make you happy. Let it go. If it doesn't feel good, release it. He's telling me like the hot coal thing. If you hold anger, resentment, all that kind of stuff, it's like holding a hot coal. Well, it's not going to hurt the other person. It's going to burn through your hand, Allison. You got to let it go. And he's just saying to you, you will, wow, you will see the beauty of the situation. I'm going to just hit restart on that one. So you're going to see the beauty of the situation, Allison. It's not as dire as you believe it to be. And Dad's saying everything happens for a reason. Does he talk kind of cliche-ish? Always his imperfections were perfection in my eyes. That's why he's showing me you love him so much. You would even try to go in his tracks in the snow. You just were such a daddy's girl. You still are. He's saying you value me. You made me a better person. You made me a better father. Having you changed my life. It gave it such a deep meaning. Had you not been born, I would. Wow. Okay. Um, Interesting. Had you not been born, I would have known such a deep love, the love of my child. You impacted me on such a deep level. Like he's showing me like you're in you're in his chest. You were always a part of your dad. Like you were inside of him, his love for you. Like it's almost like a soulmate connection. A soulmate can be your best friend, it could be your lover, it could be your parent. Like it's not always romantic. But this, the way you are inside of your father, it's almost like a soulmate relationship. Like I wouldn't be surprised if you guys have done this many times before. Doesn't always have to be father daughter. You could switch things around. I'm not sure what Maura is agreeing with, but so,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean,
Mhm.
he's telling you rest easy. You're stressing too much with things that you cannot control. It's out of your power. You know, it's you have. I'm. This isn't me. He's saying you have to accept it. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead. I'm waiting, Allison. Allison is obsessed with the dad, always has been, and her grief is consuming her. Yes. Allison, did he have anything to do with my career path right now? He's laughing. He's saying he already answered. Yes, I did. Just like you followed me, I follow you. And he's doing this with his hands. Well, I'm getting a screenshot. It's like if you're going this way, but he needs to shift you, he will and has. I just feel like he gently nudges you in the right direction to where you need to be. Okay, he's funny though. He also is doing the elbow, and he said he also tries to push you away from things that you should not be doing, and um, you don't always listen. Like you get something in your head, and it's like you're stubborn. You keep going, and you won't let it. Like you just, on some level, you know, this isn't a great fit, but you still push anyway. So, does anybody else have any questions? Even metaphysical, like if you just went 100%. I love that. The laughing face. Hey, we've
Mhm.
all been there. Let's not be hypocrites.
Mhm. I've never known you get anything but positive feedback, Daniela.
um, well, years ago, you're welcome, Allison. I love you, and I hope that even though things might be challenging right now, you know that you're on an amazing path. But if you're on an amazing path and things are definitely going in the flow, in the right direction, do not get fixated on things that are not in your power. Let it go, like your father's telling you. Listen to him this time because otherwise you can sabotage the good things in your life, right? Because you would be absorbing toxic energy. Let that shit go. So you're welcome very much. Love you. I was going to say, Jamie, one time I
Hmm.
was doing this years ago, and
Hmm.
somebody, because my cousin Laura was on there. We have different last names. And they were like, do you know how, like, after the live, they kept blowing up my phone? I'm like, who the hell is this? And they thought I was a fraud just because some of my family members were on there. And I was like, whatever.
Oh,
You're going to believe
right.
whatever you want to believe. And honestly, that's for
Yeah.
you. You got to use your own discernment. I'm not here to
Hmm.
convince anybody of anything. So let's see what
Yeah. Yeah, I
the other
understand.
night. I had a feeling with a spirit, and their grief for their living daughter was overwhelming. Can spirit miss us? You know, that's a complicated one. And it's funny because I can only say what they share with me. To me, it doesn't sound logical that they would miss us because they're omnipresent. They can be, all they have to do, and they've shown me this. I had a friend that crossed over and then came back. It was, she shouldn't have been able to function. She should have been brain dead, but no, she was better than ever. So that was before I met her, and I met her shortly after. And she said, all you have to do in spirit is think. She would think about her daughter, and she was there. Like no matter who she wanted to be with, who she wanted to connect with, she was there. But yes, I have had spirits say that they miss us. And I think what that may be, and this is just a guess on my part, because all I could say is like, yo, I miss her. And I always think, am I getting that right? Is that right? But I guess it is, they want to maybe, all right, if you, because spirits will also tell me they're right next to their loved ones, but their loved ones or in grief or in denial and not acknowledging their presence. So, how would that feel? If you were sitting in a room next to your loved one and they would not acknowledge you, say they're pissed off, right? They're alive, and so are you. And they don't want to talk to you, or they're so consumed with their program, and you might be really lonely and something like that, but they're not acknowledging you, they're not speaking to you, they're not holding your hand, they're not sitting on the same furniture with you. You can feel be in a room that's loaded with people and feel very lonely, very isolated. So yes, that is a possibility from what I understand with them. And I didn't even understand that answer until I started asking. And it's because the lack of response from their loved ones, and their loved ones are crying and in grief, and they want to console them. It hurts them that you're hurting so badly. So what am I missing?
Well, we had a comment here, contributing to what you said, which is a good point.
Oh, Michael Koss. Yeah.
Hmm.
Um, Michael, that kind of, yeah, we need to release them, but that's a different thing. I don't find them to be sad when people hold on too tight. They might get frustrated and stuff like that. And they'll say, I have things to do, because it's not like they don't have things to grow and expand. It's just that on the earth plane, it's more so here. Like we can do things faster than in the spirit realm. But I've not found them personally to be sad because we're holding on too tight. I mean, I guess it could. And usually the it becomes very frustrating, but it's more when a child crosses. Well, I've seen it in these situations when it's a mother that's holding on so tightly to a deceased child and they refuse to let go. So it could be sadness, but I could also say more likely I've experienced frustration from the deceased. I definitely think this woman was sad for her daughter. You're right, her daughter is hurting. Yeah, they feel for us, and sometimes we can really shut it down. I know I didn't. I shut down my grief when I lost my mom. We were so close. It was stupid on my part, but I was aware that when we are so like at the bottom level, despair, not only can we make our deceased loved ones sad with our grief, we could also we drop our angels' energy. They are attached to us. They want the best for us. They want us to be happy. And from what
Hmm.
I've learned, it can, I don't know, it's like
Yeah.
they think about it. If anybody loves you and you're hurting that bad, it doesn't feel good. But I know somebody else picked me up, so I'm just going to see who the third
Hmm.
person was. Um,
To pick you up in what way?
Meaning somebody else paid. I'm trying to, Joanne. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So Miss Joanne, where's my
Hmm.
girl? Miss Joanna Lamo, it's your turn, my dear. And I have not spoken to Joanne, I think, in quite a while. So I have no idea what's going on in her life. But we did go to middle school and high school together.
Oh, there
So
she is.
she's on.
Yeah,
Hi,
she's on.
Joe.
Yeah.
What do you got for me, girl? Let's see what that question is. She's one of the kindest women that I went, well, she was a girl in school, but one of the
Hmm.
kindest females that I ever knew. Just a sweetheart.
Uh,
She's writing, yep.
yeah,
But yeah,
she agrees.
we really had a very good connection in school. She was a sweetheart.
Mhm.
So the only thing is, I think by the time we got to high school, we just hung out in very different crowds.
Mm.
So I probably didn't even see her after junior high. Can you tell me what spirits have to say to me? Okay, now are we talking guides, Joe? Are we talking about your father? Is there a particular one that you want me to connect with? So let's narrow that question down, because spirits can mean a lot of things. It can mean our loved ones, but it could also mean our spirit guides. It can mean like I take it like anybody that's not in physical form. So, and the last time we did speak, you had a lot of stuff going on. So, and I'll give you this. Okay, my dad, if possible. Okay, that's funny because that's where I was going. I was going to say to you, keep this in mind, Joe, that um, hmm, they know certain things, like your angels, your guides will know more than your dad, but your dad may have some information for you, but it's not on the same level. Yes, still do. Okay, I'm not sure what that is. So let's go in there. God's white light and the highest and greatest good of all is her dad there. Is he's wanting to talk with her. Okay. He's a little feisty tonight, Joanne. I know that I haven't given you a reading in years, and I don't remember your father coming out swinging. He seems a little filled with piss and vinegar tonight. So, not directed at you, but at situations. He just, wow, this is unusual for a spirit that's been on the other side, but he does love you. So, he's angry. He's angry about situations. He's telling me, I don't like the way she's being treated. That's like, this is bullshit. Um, okay. So maybe you can give me a little feedback to see if things are still challenging for you in respect to certain relationships. You know what I'm referring to. I don't want to put people's names out there, but is somebody still trying to screw you over? Because your dad's very pissed off. Let me see. Hold on. He's changing, but he's switching topics. Give me a moment. Okay. 100%.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Okay. Your father, he wants to punch him in his face. He said he's lucky that I'm not here. It just seems like he really wants to kick his ass. And he's saying, you know, I could. He's giving me, I never met your dad, but he's giving me the impression that he could kick that person's ass. And he's saying he wouldn't have had the guts to do what he's doing if your dad didn't cross over. He's saying I would have got him one way or another. I would have got what he's saying. It sounds a little spiteful. Your dad would have gotten even. Like he wouldn't have played fairly. I get the impression. Really weird coming from a spirit. She wrote true. Okay.
Mhm.
Well, let me just. I'm asking him some other things. Okay. All right. I'm just being nosy, Joe, and asking your dad certain questions. All right. Because he's going back and forth. He's saying you need to play hardball. Interesting that he would say that. He's saying you know how to be tough, Joe. He's saying like I taught you that. Like I can be tough. Like be like me. Don't give an inch. Wow. Vengeful. Take him for what he's worth. That's he's pissed off. He did you wrong. He's a dog. He doesn't deserve anything. He's saying you should have left years ago. That's just him. He's saying I never thought he was good enough for you, but whatever. All right. Um, I asked him. She said yes. I asked him about a family member of yours, and he's telling me your family member is still here with us, not with him. Is that true? Maybe you can give me some validation. I don't know what the thumbs up by Elizabeth means.
Mhm.
Do you have any idea what that means?
No, unless Elizabeth knows Joe, or maybe she's just saying hello.
Oh, maybe. I'm
Um,
just gonna refresh something to see if there's
that's
anything
okay.
else.
No,
Did
that's okay.
Joanne answer yet or no?
Yes, she said yes. Yes, there you go.
Okay. So yes. Okay. That's what your dad just told
Mhm.
me because I don't really know what's going on. And look at Maura like it. These New York chicks are tough.
Mhm.
That's what your dad's telling me, Joe. And it's like he's telling me, like I'm like, is he coming to join you soon? And I'm getting no. I'll ask again. That's good news. What I'm getting from your dad about our mutual acquaintance is he's going to be with you longer. You know, I'm switching men, right? So I'm glad to hear that he's still with you. So that's good. Does anybody else have any questions? But Joe, you really have to stick to your guns. I know that you're learning, But you give an inch, certain people are going to take a yard, and enough is enough. And you have a child, and you have to do what's right for your child. Okay. So if no, we'll keep watching. If somebody
Hmm.
said that they
Yeah.
booked PayPal, but one of the
Mm.
let's talk about, if people don't have questions. You're welcome,
Mm.
Joanne. I miss you. I love you too. Um, so what I was
Yeah.
gonna say is I wanted to talk about like just how natural this is because a lot of
Hmm.
people think it's weird or whatever, but it's becoming more and more common that people are aware of their spiritual gifts. And even if some people are more comfortable with the psychic aspect of it, but
Hmm.
mediumship is good because it does come in handy, not just for a profession, but when our loved ones cross over on the other side, it's amazing to still know for beyond a shadow of a doubt that they are still with us. Um, some of the helpful things, like silly. I lost my mom's recipe book, which really hurt because that's something we enjoyed together. But when I want to cook something, I'll just say, Mom, I don't remember how to do this. Like if it's something I haven't had since I was a child. And
Mm.
hi, Sophia. Good to see you. I love you. Sophia is my cousin Laura's daughter. So what happens is I'll get the recipe, and it's
Mhm.
sometimes I haven't had it since my childhood. Um, with the my guides, my higher self, angels, whatever you want to call it. If I'm lost and I'm really getting panicky, um, they'll tell me like, remember I told you I got lost in the woods and I had such a really bad vibe that their body's buried there, and I was really starting to lose my cool, thinking I'm never going to
Mhm.
get out of there. And I had my phone, but I'm like, nobody's going to know where I am.
Mm.
Asked why her baked macaroni is always bland because she's married to grandpa and he did not like spicy food. Remember, he could only cook
Mhm.
lasagna, what do you call it, stuffed shells, baked ziti. Grandpa wouldn't eat any of that stuff because he thought that kind of cheese was absolutely disgusting and
Yeah,
we couldn't
she's
have
talking
any
about
of it.
hers. She's talking
Oh,
about
yours?
her macaroni. Yeah.
Give me a second. Okay. So
She says it never tasted like hers.
I think hers was a little bland, to be honest with you. But do you use the extra sharp cheddar cheese? And it's the quality of the cheese as well. Okay. And she's just, I'm seeing like the sea salt and pepper in it. She's saying you needed to make it pop. Do you use the little shells? I'm seeing little shells. Like I don't know if she's making a suggestion or telling you to do that. Because you already used the Campbell's soup, I believe, the cheddar cheese soup, but you want to use a good quality sharp cheddar cheese.
Never had it. So.
I never added salt. Yeah, use the pink one, sea salt. It makes it pop. But also, I saw pepper, and I'm okay. I'm literally seeing the pepper mill, the grinding. So I never added salt. Okay, yeah,
Mhm.
because I do still think that you allow the top to get crispy. And the other thing is, yeah, it, she's showing me little shells. She used Percatel because it had a hole in the middle. She's saying, thanks, Grandma. It had a hole in the middle. You need the cheese to be inside the pasta. So, anyway, what were we talking about? Oh, they're
Yeah.
present, right?
You
So,
were talking
yeah,
about you get recipes. If you forget a recipe,
well,
you get it
recipes,
from your
but when
mum.
I'm lost,
Yeah.
they're
Yeah. When you
incredibly
forget.
helpful. Let's see. My
Mhm.
aunt told me our family has some sensitives in their family. How do you know if you're meaning me? I guess have that ability too. I know my mom lately has been hearing voices. It's funny, I just went to a spiritual group this afternoon, and that's what they were talking about, hearing voices. A lot of times when you first start, I call it Charlie Brown's teacher. And when I say start, again, I'm not talking about like psychic development. It's just, yeah, you can do it that way, but the shit starts whether you want it to or not. When you have it in your DNA, it's gonna pop. And a lot of times I don't remember not being like this, but I have heard that other children, as they go through puberty, it pops. But tonight, a lot of us were talking, and the age 40, because you stop trying to repress who you really are. Once you start getting like 40 years old or so, you realize it's not going away. I'm weird, I'm different, and you just allow it to be. You, because you can't fight it, join them. So I call it Charlie Brown's teacher because when I was growing up, if it wasn't people that I knew, it sounded like and it was really annoying because I would strain to hear what they were saying, and it, or even if they wasn't that, it was like murmuring voices, murmuring, and they were talking to each other. And I finally got tough. Like I was already out of college, and I'm like, listen, you either speak up and clearly so I can understand you, or shut up. I don't want to hear you at all. Like, don't just be an annoying person in the room talking. So, what does this say? Oh, thank you, Maura.
Hmm.
So, that will really help. You can ask them to speak clearly. And all the mediums at this event, we were talking like if I work hard all day with clients and I want to shut it down because that's something that's harsh. Because if you go to bed or even just living your life, it's like the antennas are still up. So I just learned a silly trick. I press right there. If it's annoying me and I'm like, enough, I'll press right there like a button. It's like shutting off the computer. And that's my signal to whatever, like shut it down. I knew one person that would put her glasses on her head. That means off duty. The gentleman tonight, because a lot of times they'll keep you up at night, he puts on like a winter hat. I don't know what you call it, but like a wool hat. He puts it on, and that's his way of saying, "Stop talking to me." So we all have, as you learn to do this, you'll learn your own techniques to like, hey, I need to sleep tonight. Stop annoying me. So what's Miss
Mm.
Laura saying?
You, yeah, the house of yours growing up had a vibe.
Yeah, a spooky vibe. It was not a nice vibe. You could have a house like my home now, even with doing this for a living. People love my home. It's like walking into a hug. It just feels great. One of the biggest compliments I got was my son when first time came here with me, and he said, "Mom, I could stay in your home alone, even without electricity. It feels so good. I wouldn't be afraid because my son has gifts as well." So that's a huge compliment, and everybody that comes into my home absolutely loves it. It just makes them feel good, even if they only spend a few hours in my home. That house I grew up in sucked. Yeah, there was a lot of spirits. There was a lot of activity. I was just explaining. I used to have to hold my bladder as long as I possibly could because the hallway was like Grand Central Station, meaning so much paranormal activity. I was terrified. A lot of times we switched bedrooms a lot, but a lot of times when my bedroom was across, the friggin' basement door was right next to me, but the bathroom door was across, and I was so terrified that I would have to get to the point I was going to pee in my bed, and I'd finally get up out of bed to go to the bathroom, run across the hallway. I hated going in the basement. Me too, Laura. Yeah, I was terrified somebody was going to grab my ankle. I always felt like people were staring at me. Yeah. And as a matter of
Wow.
fact, I heard paranormal activity in our basement. That's no joke.
Mhm.
So it was haunted, but not always by strangers. Sometimes our family members had it crossed over. So, and as a matter of fact, Miss Laura, when my first apartment in Tampa, because my cousin Frankie, your brother, came to visit. I know you remember that story that he spent, I think, a week or 10 days with me. And he kept talking about your dad. And the next day, sure as anything, I was washing my floor, kitchen floor, my hands and knees. And as anything, your father was standing behind me. And I said, Frankie left to go visit a friend. Like, Uncle Charlie, you can go. He was standing directly behind me. So I put my thumb up because I felt strong what
Mhm.
you were sharing to
Mhm.
Lady Joanne. I have never been on your page or ever heard
Mhm.
anyone doing this on Facebook. This is fascinating. Did not mean to intrude.
Mhm.
Most definitely would like. Wow, that's really super cool, Elizabeth.
Mm,
I just wasn't sure if I knew you or not.
mm,
So thank you very much for that. That's really
mm,
super. Um,
mhm,
but yeah. Hey, Laura, hold on. I just want to check one thing out
mhm,
because, wow, we're in March. It's
mhm.
about a year since Laura lost her brother, which is my cousin. I'm not gonna put your stuff out there, Laura. Laura, what the worst? Oh, she's responding that to her. Laura, do you want me to see if I could reach your brother? I don't want to put your stuff out there if you don't want to say hello to Frank. But Jamie, you remember I told you about my cousin?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you don't want your business out there, your brother did tell you he's being hyper and he wanted to do a shout out to you when oh, she wrote a course. Okay.
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay. All right. He's full of energy and he's extremely happy. All right. It's going to sound weird, but he's saying, I love it here. He's like being really super hyper. He's telling me I'm so happy. Like he just really is like ecstatic would be the word that I would use. And he looks a lot younger. I would say he's showing me somewhere in his 20s. So he looks nothing like when I saw him. Hi,
Mhm.
Paula. Oh, thank you so much for saying hello, Paula. And I
Mhm.
was talking about your sister Cindy recently. So if you want to private message me, I'll tell you about that. But anyway, so yeah, what is Frankie doing? Lori, like if energy was from 1 to 10, he's on a 10. He's like all the way up here. And he just absolutely he's saying, I am at peace.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, but he's just completely focused about there and he looks so much younger. He's I don't know why he's showing me this. He's showing me, I think we call it an usher uniform, like the outfit. He's saying this is the age that I'm showing you. Yeah, he's not talking about struggling at all, Law. That's not where his focus is. He's putting his arms out and he's like, tell her I'm with all these people. I'm with our family. Wow. He's saying this is where I needed to be. And he's saying I died a long time ago inside, way before my soul left my body. I died. It's like I gave up. I never felt whole after Pop died. I was just lost, confused, beaten. And here I have so much love and support. They're all with me. Please tell my kids I love them. And he said, more to answer your question, I do miss them. I miss that I can't physically be there with them. All right, I think Frank and I have a disagreement here because what he's saying is, I wish I could be the man that they wanted me to be. And I feel a little emotional with this, so give me a second. I guess it's his emotions. But Frankie, your children loved you and they didn't want anything more from you. They just loved you. They accepted you for exactly who you were. So no regrets there because I talked to your children after you crossed. It is what it is. He's saying, I wish I did things differently, but it is what it is. Tell mom I said I love her. Thank you for everything. Wow, I don't know why he's talking like this. Thank you for everything that she did. I'm sorry if I was a disappointment to her. And again, Frank, I'm going to cuff you there. because your mother loved you. He's saying, I wish I could have been a better son to her. I'm sorry that I got angry. I'm sorry that I was just angry in general. I loved all of you. And I really had a lot of fun when I came to see you. And I love you, sis. So please tell everyone thank you, and I do love them. And I'm sorry it was a pain in the ass. So I hope that helps. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not sure what she's agreeing with, but she's saying I agree. I'm crying. So it's around a year. I didn't even realize it's at least I think it is. Maybe it's 2. Thank you. You are putting my heart at peace. I will. Okay. Thank you, Laura. I love you. So I guess we did that one for Frankie, so he could make amends with everyone to settle things. Because it was so sudden, he died of COVID. And he's saying, tell mom I wanted to die alone. I have no regrets about that. I didn't want to get anybody sick. And I appreciate like all the things she was bringing me. Um, he showed me like pots and like just bringing him things. I appreciate all that. And I appreciate that she always had my back. I know that she loved me. Tell her that. I know that she loved me. And she was a great mother. And again, I'm sorry that I wasn't the easiest with all of you. Wow. I hate to say this, but your brother said it and I'm going to say it. I probably will not deliver this, but he's saying, tell Barbie to wake up. So, and he goes like this, and I'm good now. I feel like he said everything that he had to say. And Laura, maybe instead of you saying anything, it might be better to just send her the link. Like, go to this point in the reading. But he's saying once you're gone, it's final. You don't want to leave any stones unturned. You want to live your life to the fullest. You don't want to have regrets. So if you feel bad about something, make amends. Make it right before time runs out. Don't miss a moment. And I don't think he's talking to you, Laura. I think that message might be for everybody. Like, just make peace. Like, speak your truth. Be who you are. But if you love someone, tell them that you love them. And if you're sorry, tell them that you're sorry. Make a situation better, not worse. And I love you all. Thank you, Frankie. I really appreciate you. Thank you for coming through. So, all right. Wow, that was one. So going back to spiritual things, as if that wasn't.
Yeah,
That
of course.
that was a heavy duty one. My cousin and I were in a good place, and our last conversation was excellent because he called me so happy. Let's see. I will make mom watch. I saw her recently at Kathy's. You saw your mom recently, or are you talking about your other sister? And I loved my last conversation with my cousin because he was so happy when he called me. I remember being like, I could see exactly where I am on my terrace in my former apartment, and his daughter Emily just got engaged. And even though it was a phone call, my cousin was beaming with pride and happiness. He really cared very much for her fiance. Like he thought they were a good match, so he's very happy. No shit. Sorry about that. You saw Barbie. Okay. We will have to be doing a phone call, young lady. So anyway, so yeah, maybe you can share it with mom, and mom can share it with Barbie. Let her be the messenger. Maura, not sure what the wow is unless you're commenting on Laura's. So anyway, they are always with us. And as you start down this path, don't agree. Okay. But you don't always know. Yeah, about Laura, I agree with that too. You don't always know they're dead. So spirits can, if you're a medium, can appear so solid in form and talk to you and do everything that you have zero idea that they're gone. And my uncle Jack, I learned in 2019 when I saw my cousins, his daughters, that I always told the story how my uncle Andy broke a pocket door, like a sliding door, in my Aunt Helen's house, and he's flipping out, which was funny because he had just come back, like he was in Vietnam for 3 tours. He was a tough guy, you know what I mean? And he flipped out. His little teeny sister, older sister though, was fierce, and Uncle Andy was fumbling, trying to fix the door before Aunt Helen caught him, that he accidentally got off track. And I was sitting on my uncle's lap, who was married to Aunt Helen, and he was laughing. And he was such a sweet guy. And it was kind of like a chair like I'm sitting in now, right? And I'm in his lap and he's chuckling. So 2019, when I'm having lunch with my cousin Lisa and Diane, they paused and they said, "You were sitting in our dad's lap that time?" Because it's not like I always went up there. We went up to celebrate Thanksgiving because, in retrospect, my uncle died. And when they said that to me, they said the whole point that all you guys were up there is because our father died. It wasn't just my family, but it was Uncle Andy's family. And I even spoke to my Uncle Andy's wife recently about it. And she's like, Jack was dead by then. And I had no idea he was dead. And I got really silent in the restaurant because it was like rewind the computer. And I saw this scene. It was as I remembered it. But I only remember 3 clips from that. And the other one was taking a bubble bath with Lisa. And we were making like all these bubbles, and our moms were in the room. And then the other thing is, they wanted me to sleep with my Aunt Helen, and there was a crib in the room, and I wanted the crib. My cousin Lisa is like, I think 3 years older than me, something like that. And I thought if I'm 4, she's 7, I should have gotten the crib. So I wasn't too alarmed that I had to sleep with my aunt. I didn't really know my aunt, and I'm not the type of person that wants to sleep with a stranger. Like I'm like people would be like, "I'm your aunt or uncle." I'm like, "Yeah, okay, peace out. Like don't touch me. I don't know who you are." I knew my aunt enough, but I wasn't comfortable to sleep in her bed. So my cousin jumped in the crib, and I was screwed. So I had to get my aunt's bed, and thank God she had to use the restroom, brush her teeth, whatever it was. She left the bedroom, and as soon as the door went click, and I knew she was like in the bathroom, I ran directly to my parents' bed, jumped into bed, and said, "Please don't make me sleep with Aunt Helen. Please don't make me sleep with her." And they were laughing their butts off because they knew what her personality was like. She's kind of salty. So when she came in the room, she was like, "Come on now," and they were like, "Oh no, 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 Helen, she could sleep with us." So I'm thinking back, if I really sat in my uncle's lap, that would have been my aunt and uncle's bed. And there's no way in hell my parents would have had me sleeping with my aunt and uncle. So I realized that my cousins were right. My uncle was a spirit, and I I sat on his lap. So it's kind of weird that he would even have that form, and it's probably because maybe my uncle is a beautiful human being, so maybe he was so spiritually elevated that he had form. I don't know.
Wow. And you were 4 years old at this
Yeah,
time.
hmm
Wow. Mm.
yeah, because I lost both of my grandmas and my uncle all within months, and my elder sister, who's 13 years older than me, so she would have been 17, would say that I would always say, like she would say, "How do you know that, Danielle?" I would say things I shouldn't have known. And "How do you know that, Danielle?" And I would say, "Grandma told me, Grandma told me." I don't remember that, but how would I? Because like the memories that I do have of my grandmother, like say one in particular, was she really there? Like I have no way of knowing this stuff. And did I block it? Do I just not remember more conversations with my grandma? But I will tell you this, the first time that I meditated, my grandmother came in like that and freaked me out because she was so large in my third eye that I wanted to vomit because it was like sitting too close at a movie, and I was like, "Whoa, grandma, move back." I was in a completely dark room in the haunted house. And
Hmm.
I ran like a bat out of hell out of my bedroom and didn't meditate for over 10 years after that because I was very much afraid spirits would enter so freely and meditate. I knew I was open. So I was
Mm.
afraid to meditate because I didn't want to deal with that. And the first time I tried it, sure as shit, grandma came right through. I wasn't afraid of my grandma, but it did kind of freak me out. I didn't feel safe in a haunted house. Like it was just not a
Mm.
spirits are one thing. That house, the work that I do, you're like, Daniela, you're a medium. Yes, I am. But it's not the same thing. What does that say?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't
Yeah.
Daisy. I got Daisy when I was 5 years old. So no. My
Mhm.
niece Moore is talking about pet communication, which I did have that. Yeah. But yeah, that was Rebel.
Mhm.
So when I was really, really little, I couldn't tell
Mhm.
time. This is
Mhm.
gonna make me sound like a complete lunatic. Now I understand it's pet communication. But I
Mhm.
used to know my favorite cartoon was coming on, and people would ask me, "How do you know?" And I would say, "Rebel told me, Rebel told me." And I have a clear memory of the dog going, "Bye bye." And I just looked at I saw his mouth move, I heard him, and I
The
was like,
dog.
"Okay." Yeah, I know, it sounds crazy. Yeah, but I can communicate with animals. I know,
Mhm.
like, even wild animals, I've
Mhm.
had them do things with me that I don't think that they do with normal people. Like, you know how owls are not normally out? When
Yeah.
I remember this time I was in a very painful situation and I was lost in thought. And as I rounded a cul-de-sac, there were three owls at my level. One on one on one part of the mailbox, one on the other, one in the low branch of the tree, and they were all staring at me. And they didn't fly, like they just stayed there looking at me. And it was daytime. Like it was just a very like I've never had that experience before or after, not to be in a park or anything.
Mm.
That same neighborhood, because I would get very lost in thought, trying to work out details of my life. And I saw from one area was woods, and then there was a road, and then houses, but there was some woods on the other side, and a dominant male deer wanted to cross his family. But I saw him, and like they were tenant, like, can we trust her? So I sat down and because it was quiet, like even though it was daytime, like other people were working, I sat down in the middle of the street and very quietly said, "You can cross your family in front of me. I'm not going to hurt you. It's okay. I'm going to just stay here until you're done." And as soon as I said that, he walked, because they're very protective of their family. And he
Mm.
looked at me. He was looking at me when I was talking, but I speak very softly. It's not like, hey, so very
Mm.
softly. So it's more telepathy. And he walked his whole
Mm.
family in front of me.
Wow,
Like
that
it
is
was
so
not
cool.
even a distance.
Mm.
Another time I've told you this, but they don't know.
Mhm.
I was at a bus stop in a car waiting for a little boy. That sounds really weird. A little boy, my son's friend, to get off the bus. So
Mm.
nothing creepy about this. My children
Mm.
were in the car, and there was a beautiful field next to me with a fence because I had horses. And there was one horse that day, and I'm waiting, and very softly, I mean, this guy was on the other side of the field, and softly, I'm in my car going, "Hi, beautiful, aren't you gorgeous?" Like, so, so soft. That horse crossed the field and stuck its head in my car. Like,
No.
swear to God,
Oh man.
animals
That.
gravitate towards me. I
Wow.
told you a hummingbird showed up. I had all my plants inside last week,
Mm.
and I was thinking about my friend that crossed over, and the hummingbird stopped, waited for me to open my eyes and to see the hummingbird. No plants, nothing but cement and metal because it was
Mm.
cold, so I brought all my plants in, and it waited for me to see it. They move really fast. They don't hang
Mm.
around midair for no reason, and it did.
Mm.
And I was like, "Holy shit!" Because at first I thought it was a big bug, and I got scared. So it waited long enough for me to figure out it was a hummingbird, not some scary bug. It was just
Mm.
kind of funny. But yeah, I've
Yeah.
had dragonflies hit me in a third eye. Like I remember
Right.
one time where I lived 2 homes ago, and I was just chilling, meditating in the backyard. You know where I used to live.
Mhm. Yeah.
And I had all my beautiful garden and everything. I was doing a lot of stuff to be kind to nature,
Mhm.
and I see a dragonfly come over the fence heading towards me, and I'm like, "There's no way that thing's coming at me. There's no way it's gonna hit me." If that thing didn't hit me on a third eye, I was like, it was big and it went boom, hit me right in the face, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, yeah." I wonder if that, like, is it like wake up or something? That was kind of cool. So I
That's-
think we
Mm.
answered. We only had a few questions tonight.
Mm.
So I
Mm.
think we answered everything, and it's Jamie's birthday, so I want to let him go. So everyone, thank you for joining us. Jamie, do you want to
Okay.
do it in 2 weeks? Do you want to do it in a week? What do you want to do?
You're the boss. Do you know what? I love this. I really enjoy myself. And you say it's my birthday, and you're gonna let me go. But I just want you to know, and everyone listening, that it's my pleasure. So if you want to do it next week, 2 weeks, whatever you fancy.
You're welcome, Tiffany. I'm so
Tiffany.
glad that we could help you tonight. That I
Mhm.
really, and everyone that I spoke to tonight and gave a reading for, I really appreciate all of you. Everyone that's watching, thank you for jumping on. If you could share this way, I think we will do it next week, Jamie. Maybe to get
Sure.
people trained. Oh, Paula, my
Mhm.
cousin,
Yeah.
said happy birthday. Paula lives in
Thank you.
Spain, and
Thank
she
you.
was married to my cousin John. And
You know,
I think I told you, Paula, that if not,
yeah.
remind me, but maybe next live, John reached out to me, and I think I might have told you that, but I'm not really sure. That was several years ago. So, what were you going to say, Jamie?
Oh no, I was just gonna say, like at the beginning as well, a lot of people were wishing me happy birthday, and I never got the chance to say thank you to everyone. And now, here's a little test. What do you mention in the comments? Because none of you know me, right? So how old do you think I am today? I'll tell you after you take a guess.
Geez, nothing like putting people on a spot, huh? I hate when
Yeah,
people.
I love that. I love that.
You love making people uncomfortable.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, let's see if anybody's going to take the bait. We have 8
Mhm.
people still watching.
Yeah.
So you can answer how old you think Jamie is. I'm not going to give any clues, but 39.
39. Okay. Oh well. Okay, I'm not going to give any
Yeah, if we can. Any other bidders?
more.
41 from Tiffany,
Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
38 from Laura.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good. Um, so we're gonna do it next Sunday just to get
Yeah.
people aware that we're gonna, because that's how you build momentum and stuff like that. And plus, I found it really fun, and I love spending my Sunday nights with all of you guys. And Jamie, it's always a pleasure to have you around. So
Oh,
that will be a cool way to
thank you.
spend our evenings. So are you
Yeah,
going to tell them
absolutely.
or no?
So long as I'm helpful. Yeah. Okay. All right. So 39, 41, 36, 38. Okay, that's pretty generous. That's cool. Right. So I'm 44. I'm 44 today.
It's
I know
hard
we
to
don't.
believe,
I know we don't look it. I know, but yeah. No, I'm just being silly.
but you
Being
did have a
silly.
good birthday, right?
Oh yeah, I did. I had a really nice birthday. It was great. And nice weather as well. So it's always nicer when you get nice weather. And nice weather in the UK isn't, um, you know, it's not a very regular thing. It was cold, but it was like really
But you
bright.
had sun,
Went out
right?
for a nice meal. Yeah, I had
Oh,
sun.
thank you,
Really
Laura.
sunny.
Setting a reminder.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Oh, and thank you for the birthday wish.
Do you
There.
see what Laura wrote? I'll
What?
take skin routine secrets. She's talking to you.
Oh. Oh, that's funny.
That is good.
Okay.
And I wanted to
Hmm.
say one of his secrets is
Yeah.
the vegan. Well, can I say that?
Yeah, yeah, of course you can. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, he's
Yeah,
vegan.
I'm vegan. Hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
he's not a big drinker of alcohol.
No,
That
not at all.
though drinking alcohol like heavily affects women more.
Hmm.
We age a lot faster if we drink a lot.
Hmm.
Um, so he's pretty healthy that way. I think you're going to be getting more and more healthy as time goes on. Just a hunch. What do you think?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, you mean like, okay. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Do you know what? Honestly, I feel like I'm healthier, and because I'm losing weight as well, you can be a bit sluggish when you're overweight. But I definitely, because I'm losing weight, I'm definitely getting more energized. I feel like I'm growing young, not growing old for sure. But definitely the vegan,
I
since
think you
being
look,
vegan,
yeah,
yeah,
younger than when I met you.
yeah, yeah. Oh, really?
I
Wow.
do.
Well, that's nice. Thank you. But definitely vegan is definitely age reversing for
It
sure,
is.
and energizes you. Yeah, I feel like $1 million since I was vegan. It got rid of a lot of health problems. Yeah.
Did you see what Laura wrote? Oh well, I'm getting wrinkles, lol. Because I said
Mm-hmm.
like about the drinking, but I
Mm-hmm.
mean I'm talking about serious drinking.
Mm-hmm.
Women's body cannot process alcohol the way
Mm-hmm.
men's bodies do, so it takes a
Mm-hmm.
bigger toll. So, but
Mm-hmm.
Laura, you don't drink that much, so you should be fine, my cuz. So till next week, and is 7 o'clock okay with you, Jamie?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay. So we're going to end the broadcast. Love to all. I had a lot of fun with everyone here tonight. So thank you so much.
Mm-hmm. Thanks.
Jamie, any parting words?
Oh no, just I've enjoyed myself, and I think it went great. So I look forward to coming back.
Excellent.
Thank you.
So good night,
Thank you.
everyone.
Bye, everyone.